Here, getting things set up. Oh, look at that. There we go. Some audio levels.
But we are frozen.
Uh-oh.
This is, oh, I know. Stop spinning.
Phone check. Check, check, check. Popping our peas.
Hear me now.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Bring it up here.
Bring in some levels here. Nanaimo Steelmen.
I gotta go ringside. I gotta get out. I don't have a roster or anything for Powell River. That's working.
Here with Andy Hellweger, head coach and general manager of the Nanaimo Steelmen. And Andy, based on the season we've seen so far, I think I'd have to say the word that I want to label the Steelmen with is resilient. What are your thoughts on the season to this point, and maybe a look back on last game and a little look ahead? Oh, good catch. No,
I think the season overall has a lot of positives for us.
Here with Andy Hellweger, head coach and general manager of the Nanaimo Steelmen. And Andy, based on the season we've seen so far, I think I'd have to say the word that I want to label the Steelmen with is resilient. What are your thoughts on the season to this point, and maybe a look back on last game and a little look ahead?
Oh, good catch. No, I think the season overall has a lot of positives for us. Every game, I would say, other than one so far, we have been in the game, and we have played really well in hope with only 14 guys going the whole 60 and falling short at the end with a last-minute goal. Then here in Nanaimo against Lake Cowichan, one goal made the difference. Proudest moment so far was actually last game in Powell River. First period was very shaky, no energy, no commitment in terms of physicality, speed, effort, all that. And we addressed it after the first period, and being down 3-0 and coming back and winning the game 8-4. We just woke up and had the desire to win, and that's what we did on that night, and that's what we're hoping for today. For the rest of the season, we'll take it always game by game, but at the same time, we know we have the potential to win in every game, and that's our focus and our goal, obviously. So I think there's lots of good things coming.
It's not too often that a team can drop down 3-0 and come back and win a game, say 4-3 or 5-3, let alone 8-4. And I think it speaks volumes, like I mentioned, about the resilience of the team. What would you say is probably one of the strongest characteristics of the Steelmen this season, and something that you'd like to build on?
I would say the boys are tight. They love each other, and they're an amazing group, right? And everybody is welcome and has its place. And we're working like a Swiss clockwork right now, I'd say. Everybody knows their assignment and what they have to bring to the table, and they do. And even if it doesn't go our way, then there's always a reason. And together with the guys, we usually identify the reasons, and we work on it, and then we can come back strong because we have that never give up mentality, which won us the game in Powell River.
You got to think that Powell River, that's a fairly fresh memory for them, and they're probably going to come out gangbusters here. What do the Regals do well that the Steelmen are going to have to counter in order to win the game?
I'd say the Regals have a winning mentality. If you look at the history in general, their whole rink is full of banners. So, and that goes from generation to generation. It usually jumps over, and for them it does. What they do is they usually stay calm and play a good team game.
Yeah.
And our biggest thing is have a good defensive zone. Be aggressive in the defensive zone, and then get up north pretty quick, right? We wanna transition within 3 seconds max through the neutral zone, from the D zone through the neutral zone, and get a chance, and hopefully get some ozone time then, right? And pin them down there.
Well, it feels like one of those nights where I think we're going to see some of that, and maybe a little bit of run and gun. I could be wrong, but every time these two clubs get together, it seems like the flow in the hockey game is probably, the tempo is probably one of the best things about it, and I'm looking forward to that tonight. Goaltending tonight, who you got in?
We got Riley Madwis starting. We got Jaden Little as a backup. Riley played last season in our Teddy Bear Toss game, and he did great. With an injured hand, you must say. He cut himself at work and almost lost the thumb, and still played a week or two later, right? Or a couple days. I can't remember how long it was. Anyway, no, he's getting the start, and Yeah, like our goalie trio, you say, they're on fire. They're all three great guys, great goaltenders, and that helps the guys in front of them, right? Trusting the goaltender and being able to play relaxed and focus on their job.
Well, as I let you go here, just prior to game time, I'll say that it sounds like Riley Medvez has a little bit of Andy Hellwager goaltender perseverance in him.
I hope not. I hope not.
But I'm looking, and I can't really tell if you got both of your thumbs and no scars. They're in your big black overcoat. There we go. They're looking pretty good. Best of luck tonight, Coach, and looking forward to an entertaining hockey game.
Thank you very much. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas indeed. Thank you.
Awesome.
The Nanaimo rink is pretty much full. Jared Winkle opening the scoring here for the Steelmen, 44 seconds in. And there's a shot right off of the face-off, and that was off of the tip of the glove of goaltender Riley Medvez, and some pressure now on the counter from the Regals. There's a block at the line, trying to get away, sit away, and his stick gets hacked in two. There's going to be a penalty, and the Steelmen still have possession. Put to the middle, and that one is right through a crowd and onto a Regal stick. And that's going to be the first penalty of the game. Right after a goal scored by the Steelmen, Jared Winkle getting it just up over the right shoulder of the starting goaltender, Laszlo Tomasic, and he's getting set for a face-off now over to his left. And a face-off that is initially won by the Steelmen, and Winkle's right back out there for more. Play back to the point to Keegan Fedorko, and he works the umbrella here as the Steelmen go to work here. Puck is played around by Isaac Embry. Onto the near side for Davis Shelton. Back down below the goal line, but working it up to the half face-off circle. Embry to the point. Backs off. Now over to the right side. Back to the umbrella for Fedorko. Fakes the shot. One time by Davis Shelton, and that one was a good right pad stop by Tomasic. Steelmen still maintaining possession. Working it to the point. Davis Shelton on the pass to the right wing, backs off, takes the puck up high. 1:16 to go in the power play. Hard cross-ice pass. Went through everyone, but Jared Winkle collects on the far side. So a 2-minute call for slashing against the Regals. And the puck is cleared to the far side as a small change in effect for the Steelmen. And they'll play it right to the new oncoming change there as they get it over the line. Nice pass on the near side. Picard through the middle. Tipped and scores! The Steelmen on the power play, and they've got a 2-0 lead. Great big smile from Grant. Joey Grant, number 77, pops it in on a beautiful redirect. And Picard with a beautiful vision there as he plays the slap pass to the back door to perfection. And Bryce Williamson and I, we're watching a hot start here for the Nanaimo Steelmen. Off to a great start here, and they've already made the Teddy Bears slap the ice. As 44 seconds in, Jared Winkle, here's a 3-on-2 the other way for the Regals. Shot and is swallowed up. Riley Medvez closing the wickets and swallowing that one up, and a good save from a shot about 21 feet out. Joey Grant making it a 2-0 effort here for the Steelmen as they've got to entertain a defensive zone face-off here. They win the draw and they play it to the near side and work it out towards center. Hard pass, and that was off of the stick of Billy of the Regals and back out to center. Plays it ahead for Ethan Schmunk. The alternate captain plays it into the corner, and on the near side, that puck a little too far. Now it's shot through traffic. Durant had a crack at it, and that one directed wide and into the corner by Mac Roy. Regals digging. They come up with it out of the corner. One-time shot, and that whistles wide over the glove of Riley Medvez. That's almost like the Regals have come back with a power play of their own, but the Steelmen have built a 2-0 lead. Hard hit along the boards And now Schmunk picks up the puck on the line, feeds the left point, wants the puck back, gets it, shot, and that's off of a leg. And now the Steelmen softly to center, trying to time that bounce out towards center. And Una Vanderlingen in full pursuit as he forces the Regals to go D to D here. Hard pass, and that forced an interception up the middle, and Vanderlingen did his job, and the new troops are on. Embray headed to the goal, off of the wing. Oh, and a good back check there by the Regals as they slap at that puck and just knocked it off of the stick long enough to facilitate a takeover there in possession. Travis Grambois, there's the puck, plays it to the point, and it's just outside the line. And now the Steelmen will back up, and they work it up off of the far side boards. Nice pass up to Embray. Hold, snaps off of the blocker, rebounds in front, and he went right hard to the net, and he turns around and says, hey, I won't be shoved when I'm digging for gold here in front of your goaltender. I'm sorry. And a good stop by Laszlo Tomasic makes the stop number 4 on shot 6. The Steelmen, they have a couple of goals here, and Joey Grant, the most recent recipient of a goal. Great play by him as he put it up over the right shoulder, and on the power play helps establish this lead for the Steelmen that they enjoy now, but they know there's going to be kickback here. Good work along the far side boards. Played to the middle, bounces off a couple of Regal sticks, and away they come 2-on-3. Softly played in. Brett Kinley played it into the corner. Took a shove from the backside, but gets it up the half wall. That spinorama chance didn't come to anything. Tight quarters to work in for Kinley. To the middle, here's an open chance. Shot! Oh, and a big save off the paddle and wide. Riley Medvez getting in front of that one with the paddle. Good keeping at the line by the Regals. Oh, actually, no, maybe they felt it came just outside. I was like, wow, that was an amazing straddle on the line to keep that one alive. That was Kyle English, the alternate captain, that looked like it was very close. It was definitely on the blue paint. Just 5 minutes into this one, and it's 2-0 for the Steelmen, having a good night here at home so far. Last meeting between these two, you heard it mentioned, Andy Hellweger. They were down 3-0 in Powell River. Nice play by Billy as he connects the dots there at center. Here's a chance off of the wing, left wing, shooting. Oh, and there's a grab by the goaltender right at the side of the netting. It first bounced up off of the blade of his stick, and then he kept it at least at the side of the net. He was trying to scoop it up, but it's a very difficult angle, and I talk about that a lot for goaltenders. And Riley Medvez did a very good job of just making sure that right pad stays tight to the post, and there's a hot shot right off of the faceoff and a good save. Alert Riley Medvez, and that kicked out on shot number 6. Out of the corner, Grant into the middle, and that backhand didn't miss by much. He was looking for Picard, and the puck is played back into Steelman territory. Collected at center, though, by the Regals, and Roy takes it up off of the wing. Gets some help, but a hard hit in behind the net. Good rub out by the Steelmen. Puck played towards the far side boards. Roy got knocked, but they was able to help get the puck to the point. Now Schmunk has jumped onto the ice, and he partially blocked that clearing attempt by the Steelmen. And now a change in effect for the Steelmen as the Regals winding up in their own zone. Nice saucer, and that's chopped in on the backhand by Logan Kirky. Kirky has to take another whack at it on the boards as it came right back up at him. Now down the far side wing, Vanderlingen. Oh, he nearly played it to the near side. He was trying to get that pass across and nearly got it over, but unable to do so. And I was just noticing that Feeney wasn't supposed to be dressed here tonight for the Steelmen. Here's a saucer pass for Grant on the far side, and he whiffs as it just went underneath the heel of his blade. Pardon me, that was Kirky. But, oh, he took a whack at that bouncing puck right near the blue line, and if he would have snapped it down, he might have had a chance for a good shot. Hard pass, cross ice, and it finds this man in step in behind the goal. Hard pass to the slot shot, and that was blocked. A good diving defensive play by the Steelmen. And they're really playing well here tonight. Jared Winkle He had the opening goal for the Teddy Bears to hit the ice just 44 seconds in. And I told you it looked like these teams would be ready to play some run and gun hockey here tonight, and they are. And Regals just waiting for their offensive spark to kick in here. They need some more puck possession, and that's going to be closer to a reality with an offensive zone faceoff, but they've got to win in the dot. And it looks like Windsor will step in for the Regals. Mason Windsor. That was a good shift by Logan Kirky of the Regals. Was able to snap that puck down midair near center and help get it inside the Steelman zone for a chance. There's a shot, and that's into the glove. Riley Medvez getting a good look from in behind his defense, and they share a little smile as the Steelmen are going to change personnel here. There's a face-off win once again by the Regals of Windsor. Played it back. Now he's in behind the net. Puck comes around to the near side. Durant stepped in front of that puck, and that's going to allow the Regals to maintain possession for now as they cycle it hard pass through the middle, and that was nicely cut out by the Steelmen. And puck is at the blue line there as Sidaway trying to force a bad pass, and that bounce pass off the boards lands up on a Steelman stick. Out of this corner, there's a backhand chance off of the glove and a sharp angled chance on Tomasic, and he makes that stop. On the near side. Might have actually hit the outside of the net. I see that they haven't credited that as a shot yet. It looked like it flipped off his glove, but doesn't look like they've credited Tomasic with that most recent attempt on goal. On the backhand, nice stretch pass, and once again, Sidaway in flight. He has to backhand it in while he takes a hard shoulder there along the boards, and that hit helps free up some space. Nice pass. It had to be aerial though, and there's a bump at center, and now 3-on-2 for the Regals. Roy going to the net, into the middle, in the slot. Billy shoots, and he just put it wide. Oh, Mac Roy was looking for it. Oh, look at that collision along the boards. 3 people go down, including Billy and Bransma. What a collision that was. 3 players. Jordan Picard got sent airborne. 3-man collision. You don't see that too often, and they all landed on the ice. Unbelievable action as the hockey is getting very physical now as they battle for that puck, and the Steelmen, can they keep it in? Yes. Fedorko playing it in hard on the clear in. Puck is played around to the far side. Shot from the point, looking for the tip in front, and that one was nearly tipped in by Sidaway. Colby Shelton tried to put it cross ice, has to battle to get the puck back, but it was knocked down out of the air. Here's a stretch pass. Bransma holds. Look at that spinorama, and he went back door, but he just missed. Nice spinorama chance there. That was Travis Grambois who did the spinorama, and he's looked good, and he has the puck again, but he's just offside as he was getting ready to lock and load that shot. And I'll tell you, Travis Grambois can rip the puck. Absolutely, and you see the way he was getting ready to curl that thing. If there was no call from the official, that for sure would have been a heavy, heavy shot. And speaking of which, Jake Podan and Chris Van Deventer, they're running things out with the orangish red armbands out there, and Ryan Cirk and Mike McDougall, they're on the lines. Here's a chance. Sidaway playing it wide. Winkle into the middle, and the puck went through the blue paint, and it's just pushed out the other side by the Regals. Trying to avoid this one here as Kyle English got a piece. And now skating quickly to center. McRoy with Kirky on his trail. Drops it for Kirky, but it was in his skates. And now the Steelmen have another chance back. Isaac Embry with Winkle in the middle on the return pass. Give and go, and he was looking backdoor. Jared Winkle almost had his second. Oh, that was close. Beautiful play, and the Steelmen are feeling some savvy here. They are moving the puck nicely along the near side boards. 4-man scrum for the puck. Pops free to the point. Marshall, puck is on edge, and he was shooting it, looking for Davis Shelton back door, and the Steelmen are really moving the puck well into the slot. Backhand chance, and Embry just put that one wide. All sorts of pressure. The Steelmen are buzzing in the Regal zone. There's a short pass through the slot, and he was looking for Sheldon once again. Puck is slapped out, and they will relieve the pressure momentarily. Out comes Kinley, Durant, Schmunk, and Pavetta for the Regals. There's a pass, and it was knocked away on the hard backhand as Feeney couldn't pull it to his forehand. Schmunk down the far side wing, escapes a hit, has Kinley on the near side, and the hot one-timer was too hot to handle as he got his left knee down, couldn't pull the trigger. Out of the corner, in on goal, backhand chance, and that was directed away by the defense. Good defensive committee there, and the Steelmen fighting off this most recent chance in their own zone. Sharp spins out of the corner by Trenwick, but finally it comes free to Penny. Fenny playing it off the wing. Vanderlingen in flight, trying to catch up with. Look at the snow spray as they both did a little button hook there just inside the top of the face-off circle. Puck is sent in, and Laszlo Tomasic, he'll leave that as the Steelmen want a full-scale change, and they get it. Vanderlingen to complete the change, and now the full offensive set out there for the Steelmen on the near side. Good job and a good read at the point there by the Regals defense to step in and make sure they got a keep in the zone. That was Ross Cernelio, and now the puck is sent in deep. No icing call. Bump in behind the boards. Marshall took a play for the puck, but it's Sidaway that's going to send it to the far side. Now Howerton in on the forecheck. He got rubbed out. Couldn't play the puck as Corey Burnett got a piece of him and stapled him to the boards. Puck has flipped in, and boy, these teams are really changing well and quickly here. Fresh troops at all times. There's a good stick by Mac Roy over on the far side. Joey Grant, he has the other goal for the Steelmen. And to watch out for the head officials' skates there. That was Jake Pudan. But he's pretty good, pretty light on his toes. And he got out of the road. The Steelmen with 6:44 to go, period one, and a 2-goal lead. Picard, nice feed to the far side. Now Colby Shelton activates towards the goal. Joey Grant in on the trail. Puck is flipped to the corner. And here's a decision time by the defense and a good play to just jam up the boards by Jordan Picard as he keeps it in his skates. Is he going to come away with it? Yes, from his knees. Oh, look at this phone booth. He's stick handling in. Tried to play it in behind him, but now the puck is lifted out to center. And a good effort there by Jordan Picard to try and make something out of absolutely nothing as he tried to come off of the side boards. Now checks are really getting finished into the high slot. Here's a chance for Grant. Oh, and he ripped it. Oh, Joey Grant. He also had a chance at his second there. And now here's a race for the puck. In flight is Mac Roy. Does he have room? Tried to cut through. And look out, Riley Medvez, as he jumps up and hops over the missile heading into the goal in Mac Roy. Now that is some hockey action, folks. The hard drive to the net. Goaltender jumping 2.5 feet off the ice to get out of the way of that bowling ball. Good action here. 5:52 remaining, first period. And the Teddy Bears have already made it out. It's already a successful night. Some fortunate children will get a chance to have some teddy bear and some Christmas love and appreciation here this lovely 2025 Christmas season. And that reminds me, Merry Christmas to you all from myself and your professional cameraman. That's Bryce Williamson. And big shout out to him for keeping you nice dialed in on the action here today. Kirky has the puck on the near side. Puck bounces off of a Steelman stick and they'll carry it out to their own blue line. Soft pass into the middle and it finds the stick. Oh, off of the post, a ringer as that one didn't miss by much. Davis Shelton off of the post and back out. You can't clank the iron much harder than that. Winkle in after the rebound. Has one in the slot, but he carries it along the edge of the face-off circle towards the goal looking for a tip. And he nearly found Isaac Embray back door to the point. Puck is bouncing, though. And now a battle for the puck. It's going to be a power play. Grant cuts to the middle, holds, shoots, and oh, that one just off the bottom of the glove of Riley Medvez. And there'll be a Regals power play now on that interference along the far side boards. And so for the second time, the Steelmen with Manny Para in the box. They'll have to kill off another couple of minutes here. Shots are 7 up. but it's a 2-0 lead for the home team. And the Steelmen, they're in black, red, and white, skating from right to left on your screens, monitors, tablets, and your futuristic devices that no one knows about yet. Off of the far wing as they set up on this power play. Fake shot from the point as Grambois sent it across. One-timer, it bounced way up in the air, and the puck is cleared out over the line, and Travis Grambois setting things back up. Kinley's on the near side as they move it in over the line on side. On the trail is Grambois on the near side to Burnett. Back up top to Grambois, had to settle it. In tight, gets a return feed, backs up a little bit, fakes the shot, one-time pass, no, across, oh, and the pass goes off of the stick of the Steelman defense as they work a good box here. Hard slapper off of the chest, and down goes the goaltender, and there was a hit by Bransma on the near side that put his defenseman right on top of his goaltender, and that's what all of the hubbub is about. Maybe a little bit of frustration from Garrett Bransma, but Garrett Bransma getting away with the little one there as there was traffic in front. I think Kinley might be saying, hey man, sorry, we kind of got a little carried away there, but it's tough when you get some good looks on the power play and you're still out on the ice trying to work the power play. You haven't been able to score yet, and the puck is played in behind the goal. Zavalekian first one there, but it's kept in at the line by Kinley over to Grambois. On the near side has Burnett. Burnett top of the face-off circle. Bransma got decked in front, and so tick for tack in front of the goal as Zavalekian gives him another shove. Burnett holds, puts it to the umbrella. Grambois, no shot. Now to the near side, Burnett. They're moving around, but they need the shot to come. 51 to go in the PP. It's in some skates. Oh, and Burnett moved in trying to shoot, and from his knees, getting that one out. The Steelmen will play that out safely and get a little bit of a reset here. Billy's on the point now for the Regals as Grambois rides the line, sends it to the left side. Partial change in effect as Kirky got off the ice. Grambois loads, shoots off of a shin pad. Oh, and the rebound put off of the goaltender. Oh, and another rebound as that was sent wide by the Regals on that last opportunity. And they want to try and catch. The net came off the moorings, and so they've stopped play here. It'll be interesting to see where they spot the face-off, but I think Riley Medvez was able to get the attention of the near side official, Chris Van Deventer, and say, hey man, my net's not quite tight. It's going to be pretty hard to defend this thing. And they'll work that here for a moment. Now 16 seconds remaining in the power play for the Regals. They're 0 for 1 so far. The Steelmen are 1 for 1. And Joey Grant has the power play marker. That spotted a 2-0 lead here for the Steelmen. Just 3:23 remaining in the period. I think that the Regals are a little upset at the placement of the face-off, so they're going to discuss it, and they come up with the same answer. They are going to put it just outside the blue line. So Grant Wood sees the face-off take place outside of the Steelmen's zone, and now just 6 seconds remaining in the power play. And the Regals will be 5 aside shortly here as the Steelmen return to full manpower. Puck is played in behind the goal. Riley Medvez got a little piece of it. There's a bump off the corner there by Marshall as he hits Kirky. Still a good battle along the near side boards, but it looks like the Steelmen are going to get it out, and they do. It's a 2-on-2 right now. Winkle, he has a goal. Fakes cutting to the inside. He's being watched closely by Grant, who just rubs him hard into the boards. And a good defensive play by the Regals, and they're going to need more of those. McRoy quickly to center, over the blue line. Holding, driving wide around the goal. He's got 2 in front. One of them was Schmunk to the point. There's Grant in the slot. Holds, and a leather glove to meet that puck. Riley Medvez gets the cheers from the home crowd as he snaps that one up with his trapper on shot number 11 by the Regals. Laszlo Tomasic, he's after that last power play for the Steelmen, he's not had much action here for a little bit. From the point, there's a shot, and that took a deflection in front, and look at them jump on the rebound And the Regals are looking hungry here as Windsor skates a couple of turns there in the corner. Off of the half boards, and he's in the middle of the slot. Oh, he just couldn't reach it. Windsor reaching out. He's a left shooting forward. And the Steelmen lucky to get away there with getting that pass off. And Trenwick putting it up forward for Colby Shelton. He's got Grant on the near side. Tried to play it hard in towards the net. But a good back check there by the Regals, and it's along the far side boards. Chipped high. Colby Shelton whacks it behind the net. Grant picks it up, looking, puts it up top to the umbrella. There's a shot from Slater, and that bounces off of the Regals, never meets the net. Puck is out to center. Burnett sidesteps a hit from Winkle over the line, but no, Winkle's going to carry back the other way, and he has Davis Shelton in on the clear. Holding, snaps it in a big right pad stop by Laszlo Tomasic, redirecting it out and wide. Burnett, he's 1-on-3, and he gets a shove from Joey Grant in the back as he tries to chase the puck in deep, and the Steelmen right back on the counter. Winkle. And the Regals, nobody wants to touch the puck. Billy does as he gets out onto the ice. Plays it to the middle. There's a shot. And that one into the glove as the stop is made. And the Steelmen, they stop Bryson Ciccone on that most recent shot. So the faceoff will take place over to the right of goaltender Riley Medvez, who's been very good so far, and that glove save was a very good example of how dialed in he is tonight, and the fans let him know about it. Far side pass. We're in the last minute. Steelmen force the pass, but it gets over to Winkle over the line. He has two men in behind. He drives to the net, and Brandsma able to pick up the puck as it just floated right into him, and now he carries it out. He sees Billy on the wing. Billy, that puck good job to control it, but just as I speak, it just got away out in front of him, but he did very well to get caught up to it off of the boards, and he wanted the one-time pass in return from below the goal line. And now maybe a chance if Winkle can get this puck in deep, and he does. Flips it high in to the far corner. Grant was trying to appeal for a tripping call. Long stretch pass, well cut out on the far side by the Steelman defense. And that was a great job as Wolfgang Schoenfuss was able to play that up off the boards, and a hard hit on the far side. Play still going, and now they stop it after Feeney started to break up ice, and a hard hit on the far side just inside the Steelman blue line. And the fans will applaud the effort. Getting up and shaking out the cobwebs after that heavy hit right along the far side boards. And indeed, that was Kyle English that got stapled about 5 or 6 feet inside the blue line. And initially they let play carry on, but then as Feeney had possession, they decided to stop play. He didn't look like English was going to get up, and that is how the period ends. Now, I didn't have a chance to mention, we only played 2 seconds of it, but there will be a power play in effect for the Regals when they get to period number 2 here, which will be a welcome relief for them. Get a little bit of offensive opportunities going again here. They do lead in the shot category. They are up 12 shots to 8 at this point. And after 20 minutes, the Teddy Bears have come out courtesy of Jared Winkle. 44 seconds in, he got the house up and away. And Joey Grant on the power play. That's the other marker to tell you about. And it looks like all of the Steelmen brass are in the house here tonight. You can see one big fellow here. I can tap him on the shoulder from up here. Miles Parsons, one of the OGs, as they say. And yeah, so looks like we got someone that's interested in saying something. I'm not sure.
Say it's Riley Medvez. His uncle Larry.
Okay.
Is watching the game from Boise, Idaho, and Larry gave Riley his mask, his new mask. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Shout out to Larry Robillard down in Boise.
Larry Robler?
Robillard.
Robillard. Yes, that's a mouthful. Oh my goodness.
That's Riley Medvez's uncle.
Riley Medvez's uncle, and he gave him the mask that he's sporting here tonight, and he's looked good and tight with that save with about 5 minutes left in the period. A nice glove save. And so far, Riley Medvez, he's been airtight Yeah, he's had 12 shots on him. He stopped all 12. And at the other end of the ice, Laszlo Tomasic. He's had 8 shots fired his way, and 2 of them have made it by. As I mentioned, one of them a power play goal. And to start period number 2, the Regals will have basically a 2-minute power play for all intents and purposes. So the Steelmen off to a great start here. And what we might do here is, just for the benefit of the fans that maybe are coming in late or what have you, maybe we'll play that interview that we had there with Andy Hellweger. We'll give that another playthrough here for the fans that weren't able to catch it. And it was a good outline for tonight. And I think a lot of what Andy mentioned, you're actually seeing on the product out on the ice. Before I get you to that, I'll just say once again, Merry Christmas, everyone. And thank you so much for being here on the Steelman YouTube channel, as well as Rogers. We'd like to thank all of our viewers and wish them a very Merry Christmas. It's just such an exciting time of year. And I'll tell you, my 2 little boys, my 7-year-old twins, Miles and Lucas, they are just bouncing and vibrating. They know the finish line is kind of in sight here. And Santa's apparently on his way. I hope you guys have all been good boys and little girls too, and good hockey fans throughout the year. I'm sure you've got something nice coming under the tree. And yeah, we're going to step away for a moment as we play that interview. And we'll be back with second period action after the interview. 2-0. That's the lead for the Steelmen. Goals from Jared Winkle at 44 seconds and Joey Grant on the power play at 5:41. We'll be back. More Steelmen hockey, and we're going to listen to Andy Hellweger's interview here now.
Here with Andy Hellweger, head coach and general manager of the Nanaimo Steelmen. And Andy, based on the season we've seen so far, I think I'd have to say the word that I want to label the Steelmen with is resilient. What are your thoughts on the season to this point, and maybe a look back on last game and a little look ahead?
Oh, good catch. I think the season overall has a lot of positives for us. Every game, I would say, other than one so far, we have been in the game, and we have played really well in hope with only 14 guys going the whole 60 and falling short at the end with the last-minute goal. Then here in Nanaimo against Lake Cowichan, 1 goal made the difference. Proudest moment so far was actually last game in Powell River. First period was very shaky. No energy, no commitment in terms of physicality, speed, effort, all that. And we addressed it after the first period, and being down 3-0. And coming back and winning the game 8-4, we just woke up and had the desire to win. And that's what we did on that night. And that's what we're hoping for today. For the rest of the season, we'll take it always game by game. But at the same time, we know we have the potential to win in every game, and that's our focus and our goal, obviously. So I think there's lots of good things coming.
It's not too often that a team can drop down 3-0 and come back and win a game, say 4-3 or 5-3, let alone 8-4. And I think it speaks volumes, like I mentioned, about the resilience of the team. What would you say is probably one of the strongest characteristics of the Steelmen this season, and something that you'd like to build on?
I would say the camaraderie and the never give up attitude. The boys are tight. They love each other, and they're an amazing group, right? And everybody is welcome and has its place. And we're working like a Swiss clockwork right now, I'd say. Everybody knows their assignment, and what they have to bring to the table, and they do. And even if it doesn't go our way, then there's always a reason. And together with the guys, we usually identify the reasons, and we work on it, and then we can come back strong because we have that never give up mentality, which won us the game in Powell River.
You got to think that Powell River, that's a fairly fresh memory for them, and they're probably going to come out gangbusters here. What do the Regals do well that the Steelmen are going to have to counter in order to win the game?
I'd say the Regals have a winning mentality. If you look at the history in general, their whole rink is full of banners. So that goes from generation to generation. It usually jumps over, and for them it does. What they do is they usually stay calm and play a good team game.
Yeah.
And our biggest thing is have a good defensive zone, be aggressive in the defensive zone, and then get up north pretty quick. Right, we wanna transition within 3 seconds max through the neutral zone, from the D zone through the neutral zone, and get a chance, and hopefully get some ozone time then, right, and pin them down there.
Well, it feels like one of those nights where I think we're going to see some of that, and maybe a little bit of run and gun. I could be wrong, but every time these two clubs get together, it seems like the flow in the hockey game is probably, the tempo is probably one of the best things about it, and I'm looking forward to that tonight. Goaltending tonight, who you got in?
We got Riley Medwes starting. We got Jaden Little as a backup. Riley played last season in our Teddy Bear Toss game, and he did great with an injured hand, you must say. He cut himself at work and almost lost the thumb, and still played a week or two later, right? Or a couple days. I can't remember how long it was. Anyway, no, he's getting the start, and yeah, like our goalie trio, you say, they're on fire. They're all three great guys, great goaltenders, and that helps the guys in front of them, right? Trusting the goaltender and being able to play relaxed and focus on their job.
Well, as I let you go here, just prior to game time, I'll say that it sounds like Riley Medvez has a little bit of Andy Hellwager goaltender perseverance in him.
I hope not. I hope not.
But I'm looking, and I can't really tell if you got both of your thumbs and no scars. They're in your big black overcoat. There we go. They're looking pretty good. Best of luck tonight, Coach, and looking forward to an entertaining hockey game.
Thank you very much. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas indeed. Thank you. Awesome.
So period number 2 underway, and the Steelmen with a quick jump inside the line, a shot towards the goal. It's a shorthanded opportunity, but it does go wide of the goal. And that would have just been pure gravy for Colby Shelton, and he calls for the puck of the blue line as the time gets ragged down a little bit more. Davis Shelton, and he'll send it down ice off of the left skate of Travis Grambois on the near side to Logan Kinley. Left at the far side. On the point, near side for Ciccone. Shoots! Oh, and that got tipped in front. Brandsma got a piece of it. He waved his stick at it. Now Ciccone has to head back into his own zone for the Regals with 1:10 on this power play that was granted after a late call over the line onside. McRoy pushes it into the corner for Ciccone. Does battle there. The puck comes free, and it's possessed by Brandsma. Up top, Ciccone shooting, and that one got blocked. I think that was Embre's stick as he went down to block that. Riding the line is Grambois, leaves off for Ciccone. That was a nice little leave. Oh, and it went underneath the stick. And this will be a chance for the Steelmen to just break it up. Isaac Embre going for a skate, puts on the brakes on the button hook, and he'll lift it high and deep. Durant didn't want to touch it for fear of a too many men call, and leaves it for his goaltender, Laszlo Tomasic, to set things up on the near side for McRoy, just over the line onside. Marshall got a stick in front. Ciccone shooting into the crest and down between the pads. And there's the first real good stop on this power play. Riley Medvez, as I hopefully you were able to hear during the very beginning of the first intermission. And Riley Medvez, his uncle, getting him that mask, and Billy having to step off the ice. They didn't have the right personnel out, and again, they didn't want to take a penalty. And now speaking of penalties, getting ready to stand up and leave the box. The Steelmen are just about ready to play 5-a-side. Marshall chases the puck that was tipped into his own zone, and he's pinned along the boards by Schmunk. Does a little lap in behind the goal. Power play is done. Regals trying to maintain possession on the near side for Kirky into the slot. There's the shot from, and that one just way up into the air. Schmunk, that one went sky high. It didn't hit anything, and he looks up to the rafters, and he smacks his stick on the way to the bench. He knows it was a good opportunity, but an even better block by the Steelman defense, and they've really bought in here tonight. Kirky along the far side boards. Good battle and double clutch to get it back. But McRoy's going to have to really squeeze his man along the boards there. Now here's a steal off the boards. Potential 2-on-1 on the near side. Sidaway trying to get open, and a good back check by Brandsma, and a great effort by the Regals to break that up. Now calling for the stretch pass off of the boards is Grant, and he'll just whack it in. Go for a change. Out comes Windsor, Grambois, Kinley, and Pavetta. And in behind the goal, it's going to squirt free. Oh, it's in the crease. And now down, Riley Medvez, he gets it. It wasn't under his glove, and it was just sitting there almost between his right and left pad in the blue paint, probably about 2.5 feet deep in. And good sense of wherewithal by Riley Medvez to sort out where that puck was and kick it up to his trapper and cover it. Sharp angle shot off the mesh, and Windsor puts that one wide at the point shot, and that one was a rocket, and it zooms all the way outside the line. I think getting a piece of it, Medvez touching his glove, I think he did get a piece. Into the middle, Grant, and he tried to play it into Picard. What a great line this has been so far. Joey Grant circles the umbrella, shoots. Oh, and that one tipped in front. I think Picard got a piece, but Grambois did well to direct him from away in front of his goaltender at the side, and then off the post. And a big chance for the Steelmen. And a great shot by Colby Shelton, and he hits a dinger. Nice stick handling there by Jordan Picard, but he fell to his knees as he got knocked a couple of times, and so he has to play it outside the line. Slater backing up in his own zone, plays it to the blue line on the near side. Feeney snacks it, and that was wide. It hooked up on him, but he finds the puck on the rebound. Puck is left, and now Kettlewell off of the near side boards towards the middle, and that was sticked away, and the Regals are going to get a chance for on the counter. Quickly down is Ciccone on the wing, driving, and a diving effort by Joey Grant to get back, and he slaps it off of his stick. Feeney in his own zone plays it on the near side boards. Grant will let it come to him. He's got one of the 2 goals here. It's a 2-0 lead. No scoring yet here in period number 2. And you know what? The Steelmen, they don't necessarily need to score here. I'm sure they'd like to keep playing this good defensive style. And there's a hard hit as McRoy got in there and applied the shoulder. Puck is flipped out towards center. This will be enough for icing, and Brandsma getting back and touching up, and that'll be a face-off for the Regals in the offensive territory. And an interesting story about that helmet from his uncle, Uncle Robillard. And now a face-off over to the left. Medvez watching as Brandsma loads, shoots, and that one was blocked out near the line. English plays it down below the goal line. Nice hit to the side of the net. Billy put it through the crease, and on the back door, Schmunk nearly had that one to go. Gets a return feed from English. Brandsma watching, and he trades spots with English on the near side point. Puck is played deep, and Feeney over the line. Vanderlingen hustling in after the puck, but he's cut out by English. Can't get to the goal. Joey Grant battling with English along the far side boards, and a nice helping effort there. Gets the puck forward from Ciccone to Billy. Kirky on the drop, but he had overskated a little bit. Hard centering pass, and that one goes all the way off the boards, and the Steelmen will take over. Vanderlingen takes it off his skate. He's onside, puts it into Sheldon, and he tried to do a spinorama. Brandsma getting in front of that. 14-14 remaining. Period 2. Inside, outside. Kirky tried to catch up with it, but by then the puck was just a little too far in front of him. And look at this, just counter-attack and tacking hockey. I love it. Sheldon splits the D, backhand off the arm, and the rebound just about shoved in. Isaac Embry right there, but he just couldn't get it to go. Now he sets up shop in front of the goal, and the save is blocker. Kinley away with Billy over the line, 2-on-3, pulls it through his skates, tries to one-arm it, and that's steered away from the Riley Medvez, and it was put in front, goes off of the skates and wide. Chernello backing up now as the Steelmen feed it deep and long. Winkle, the spinorama pass, but he's onside. He was kind of surprised. He tries another back pass and getting written out hard. Manny Parra sets up shop in front of the goal. The Steelmen look like they'll keep it in at the point. Sheldon going for a skate, and the slot shoots, and he gets off of the blocker way up in the air. And a good stop by Laszlo Tomasic. He had to come out and challenge that, and he did it with aplomb. Big stop by the Regals. Goaltender into the middle. It's in the crease, and that one got swatted to the corner. That was right in the blue paint. Dangerous moments here. Winkle, stick handling, lost the handle for a moment, takes a chop from the backside from Chernelli, who pins him along the boards. It snapped up the far side. Took a fortuitous bounce for the Regals, and the saucer pass finds its way back into the Steelman zone. They have to be careful here. Isaac Embry does. Gets the return pass through the middle, has a look up. He sees 3-on-2. Oh, and they're just offside on the left wing. And Howerton just a stride, maybe a quarter stride offside. And what a hockey game we got going here. West Coast Senior Men's Hockey at its finest. There'll be a face-off outside of the Regals blue line. The score 2-0. The shots 13 for the Steelmen, 14 for the Regals. And that win by Howerton back to Slater, who sent it in behind the goal, and good outlet pass along the far side boards for the Regals. They cut to the middle. Initially doesn't work, but now the secondary chance will. Grambois on the shovel. Shot on the sharp angle. Where is it? And it's underneath the goal. No, and now he reels it in. Riley Medvez finds it, but it was loose for about 2 seconds. And he finally tracked it over to his right, and that rapier-like leather just stabs at the puck and holds it for the whistle. And if he didn't find it, Grambois was right there digging for it. And he is a hard guy to stop that shot. Hooks wide by Ciccone to the point. Kept in by Pavetta. Off of the far side boards, the Regals with control. Just under 12 to go here. Lucas Pavetta putting it down into the slot. Ciccone, and he had to double clutch. Good thing he did keep it alive. Hard saucer for English, and now the Steelmen try and get it out. Will they? No, the backhand keeps it alive, and it's still a live puck. Hard shot from Ciccone, and that's into the glove. Riley Medvez wanted to play it, but he's got traffic in front, and he wisely hangs on for the whistle with 11:39 left to go, and the Regals are pouring on some pressure now. They need to get a goal here. They want a goal. They don't want to be down by a couple going into the third period. I know they could overcome it, but it's not an ideal position headed into the third. Steelmen scoring 44 seconds into the contest, and then just under 5 minutes later adding another power play goal, Joey Grant, and that's where we stand, 2-0. Steelmen shot from the point, and that's sticked aside easily. Laszlo Tomasic getting some help from Pavetta in behind the goal. To the near side boards, a little backhand dish by Picard. Finds Colby Shelton for a moment, but calling for it out near center is Billy as the puck got flipped high. Forcing the defense wide, maybe able to knock it down was Schmunk. And now there goes Mac Roy on the counter. He has Schmunk behind him, shooting, scores! Mac Roy puts it upstairs, and it's 2-1 on the turnover near the blue line. So a great setup by Ethan Schmunk, the alternate captain, made a good move at the blue line and helped knock that aerial puck down, bringing it in onside, makes the feed, and Mac Roy finds some room over the trapper of Riley Medvez, and on shot 17, the Regals finally hit pay dirt here near the halfway point of the game. Tipped out at center, Embre skating, backhand dish. Steelmen with possession for a moment, now one-on-one back the other way. Maybe two-on-one, Windsor cutting the middle. Burnett, can he get it there? Oh no, he's being held up hard along the boards by Marshall. A good effort there, but Brandsma gets on top of the puck. Garrett Brandsma circling the rink, takes a shot. That's way up over a couple of the giant steel girders there that line the rink. A good 20-something feet up in the air, and that'll stop play with 10:10 remaining. And now that lead cut in half, and almost on cue, the Regals getting back into this game with an important goal. And the puck is along the far side boards. So Mac Roy with that marker, English through traffic, takes a shot at the side of the goal. Oh, what a save by Riley Medvez. Unbelievable glove stop. A sure goal, and the fans applaud. A magnificent stop by Riley Medvez. Oh my goodness, it's a jaw dropper, folks. Kirky on the near side. More pressure from the Regals. They smell some blood in the water now. Far side for Grambois to English, and it just rolled off the heel of his stick. And now can they counter? Here goes Sitaway. Lugs the puck over the blue. Tries to go inside, outside, but he got jammed. And now the puck is played out to the goal scorer, Roy. Far side. Maybe the pass needed a little more salt on it, but Kirky waits. Now they're onside. In on goal. Shooting off of the glove. And a big stop. Imagine if it's 2-2 right now. If not for the stop and the work of Riley Medvez. A beautiful goal taken away. There's Kettlewell shooting, and that's off of the stick. And Ciernello getting his stick in the road, and what action here. And that's one of the best saves you're going to see all year, folks. That's just that simple. That was a gorgeous stop. Riley Medvez, number 29, maybe a nod to Felix Potvin, maybe the lightning quick reflexes of the cat, as they used to call him. Puck is knocked down And those were lightning fast reflexes to make that stop. I got to go back and see that in the intermission. Kettlewell driving in deep. Pavetta trying to hold him up. Pokes it free, but it's to the far side boards. Here's Roy in flight. They tried to hook it up to him. Slater's the lone man back. One in the middle, and there's a shot. Knocked off with a glove. Good job by Riley Medvez to stay tight to the shooter. Working the line. Mac Roy, he's energized now. Backhand pass. It was blind, and it was intercepted by Joey Grant and flipped down ice. Vanderling and giving chase. Chernello played it D to D, but that's going to be icing unless Windsor gets there first. No one got back to touch it into the middle, and that one's evades the stick of the Steelmen. Good job by Vanderling and to get out and block that clear in by Chernello. Kinley had the right idea, but the saucer hard to make it all the way over. And now it's on the near side. Oh, look out. Puck was flipped out high. A couple people ducking, including the coaching staff on the Regals bench. There goes Windsor as they chip it in. Rides his man into the boards, and that allows Kinley to get in. Protects the puck, feeds a point shot off of the mask. Rebound in the slot. Another save by Riley Medvez. Oh, boy, what saves. Another shot, and hello. Riley Medvez with another glove save, and he is on point. Oh, what goaltending. Unbelievable stuff from Riley Medvez. He is working in that new mask, Uncle. He is working it in right off of the brain bucket, and he makes a wonderful stop, not once, not twice, but 3 in a row. Riley Medvez giving the fans their money's worth here in the second period. Puck is played out to center. Sheldon on the near side. Feeding Winkle. The pause. Put it off of the skate of Burnett, and it rolls right in on the goaltender, Isaac Embray, right there. But that's going to be smothered by Laszlo Tomasic. Shot 21 coming in for the Regals. And in quick succession, bang, 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 3 saves from Riley Medvez. And we're fortunately 2-1 for the Steelmen. Unfortunately for the Regals, they have run into some hot goaltending here in the second period. There's a steal in the corner by Grant. Look at him work as he tries to drive out to the middle, but he was cut off, cutting to the middle by Kirky. Ciccone tried to knock that one out of the air, but Keegan Fedorko tips it in deep. Chernello on the backhand flips it to the far side boards, and Grant will chip it down, but to no one in particular. Steelmen recover. Oh, there's a whiff on the pass into the slot. Grambois does a spin behind the net. Tried to play it out in front, and that took a deflection. Waits for the puck on the near side. Does a button hook out of the corner, shooting, and Riley Medvez once again. There's the leather. And he welcomes the puck into it. Shot number 22 comes in, and Riley Medvez continues his hot play as he continues to stymie this Regals offense. What a great second period to be part of, and I hope you're enjoying it too. Want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors. Hello Ferries, Columbia Fuels, M2 Mechanical, Custom Stucco Solutions. There's a pass out to center ice. Whoa, look at one of the sticks. Billy knocked it way up in the air. Puck is sent in deep. Fedorko, that's Howerton that's without his stick, and he's going to have to pick it up, but he's in flight. He didn't have a stick, and he couldn't take the pass. He was just reaching for it. I don't think Sidaway realized he didn't have possession of his stick. Fed him the pass, but he had to get to it. And there's Jaden Little down on the bench. He's the backup, and he has had some amazing games for the Steelmen this year as well. That has got to be one of their main strengths, is their solid defensive play backed up by their goaltending. And Riley Medvez does it with aplomb here tonight. Puck is rolling on edge. Grant sends it around behind the net. Feeney picks it up, left shooting forward, flips it out, and Sidaway, he'll snap it in and take a change. Out comes Vanderling and Kettlewell and Marshall for the Steelmen. Put towards the goal, easily stopped by Laszlo Tomasic. And with Kettlewell racing from the bench to the front of the net, he's going to cover that one up, and that's shot 14 for the Steelmen. That line's obviously going to stay out there, but personnel changes up the front line for the Regals. Burnett into the face-off dot. Face-off win by the Regals. Chipped high off of the glass, but not out. Manny Para knocking it down with his glove, but that's going to be a hand pass. So signals Chris Van Deventer, and that'll stop play here with just 5 1/4 here to go in the the second period. The opening frame was a 2-0 lead for the Steelmen. 44 seconds in, they got all of the teddy bears out for teddy bear toss night. And the winners are the kids. Kettlewell into the dot. And he's got Feeney on his right. Plays it back to Para. And they go D to D. Kettlewell tried to dish it over to Feeney. And now it's flipped in by Burnett for the Regals. First one there was Marshall, but he gets pinned along the boards by Kinley. Manny Para comes in to help out. 4-man scrum as they just work it a foot at a time, trying to kick it loose. Kinley wins the battle, comes away with it, plays it to the top. Gets a return from Pavetta, shoots, tipped. Oh, and it just went wide of the goal. Might have gone off Kettlewell's stick too. Backhand pass, doesn't find the middle, but Burnett resumes the play. Picks up the puck on the cycle. Now he's in trouble, gets it to the point. Good save at the line by English, but he's going to have to back off. Oh, and a hard hit right near the boards. Oh, boy, that was a heavy hit. And that's going to draw a penalty. Windsor holding up his mates, but that was a hard hit. Una Vanderlingen, he takes the pain, but his team's going to go on the power play. And I think he's clearing the cobwebs right now. I know I saw his skates go airborne, and he gets a tap from Jared Winkle, who had the game's opening goal, saying, hey, man, we got the power play. Thanks for taking that one. And he took a lump. He got decked, and it's Kinley that's headed over to the box, and he's in disbelief that he's got penalized on that one. But I think it was one of those hits where the aesthetics and the acoustics combined together. We got 4:20 left here in period number 2, and they've got to blow a whistle on that one. It was pretty dramatic. Around the net goes Grant. Circles out in front. Now dishes to Winkle. Hard cross-ice pass onto the stick. Sheldon shooting, and that's off of the blocker and turned to the corner. Davis Shelton looking dangerous here on this power play to get things going there. 1 for 2 on the night. Winkle on the back end. Oh, off of the right pad. Laszlo Tomasic didn't vacate the post, and it was a beautiful save. Winkle behind the net off a skate. Scores on the backhand. Joey Grant has his second of the night. Another power play marker for the Steelmen. Another power play marker, his second of the night for Joey Grant, and he's hot. But it was the penalty that set up that power play, and Una Vanderlingen paid a price, but his team cashes in, and it's a 3-1 lead. The Steelmen have restored a 2-goal lead. Ensuing face-off. We're under 4 minutes to go here in the second period, and the Steelmen fresh off a goal. There's a partial break at the side of the net. Grant, and he tried to play it in. To the point it goes. On the spin, English plays it down below the goal line. High slot. Took a tip. Here's a race. Joey Grant. And he's one-on-one. Off the wing. Shoots. Big pad save off of the right. And now Colby Shelton playing it down below the goal line. Winkle played it out front, and now a quick counter by Ciccone as he heads in after this loose puck on the dump in. Oh, the puck was lost in his skates. 37 has to spin around. The Steelmen will try the far side, and Picard at least forcing the puck to head into Regals territory. Partial interception. Oh, and a good move by Grambois. He might be able to swing this around. Moves it to his forehand. Shoots. And look at that. Riley Medvez again with another leather larceny. This time on Grambois. This is West Coast senior men's hockey at its finest. There's Billy with the puck on the drop to Pavetta. Towards the net. Shoots. Looking tip. Backdoor. Oh, and they score. It's a goal. It bounced in on the far side. I think it might have been Roy, but we'll find out. And just like that, Mac Roy cuts the lead again, and it's tic-tac-toe, goal for goal. And the Regals will not be counted out. Another goal for McRoy, this time cutting the lead to 1 once again. So McRoy at the 17-17 mark, he hits pay dirt. And Riley Medvez just having a little conversation with the linesman there. I think he's trying to figure out how that puck eluded him, but it looked like it did go maybe under his goal stick. It's hard to recall exactly how, but it was from the far side, what would be over on his blocker side that's holding the stick. It got knocked over to that far side, and it looked like it got directed underneath the paddle and then towards the near side of the net, which would be his trapper side. So that's at least what I saw up here. And we've traded some goals. And it's now a 3-2 game. The Regals keeping things interesting here. What a game we've got going on. We got 5 markers, and I'm sure we're going to see more. McRoy, he's got both goals for the Regals. And the puck is played around on the backhand in behind his own goal by Pavetta on the far side point. Good job by Schmunk as he ties up the Steelmen and helps get the puck forward. Billy, that was knocked away from him. And now the Steelmen with a chance for a counter. There goes Sheldon, holding, shooting, through the legs. A big screen shot. Trinello almost set a screen for his goaltender, but he did a good job to direct him wide. Played into the corner. Up top, it took a funny bounce off of the far side boards. And that was an unfortunate bounce off the boards. It looked like a nice clean pass, too. Puck is inside the Steelman line. Deflected out towards center, but Pavetta wants to send it right back towards Steelman territory. And that pass initially eluded the Steelmen, but they'll try again. Windsor feeds the near side for Kinley. Master Donato watching that puck bounce around up around his helmet area. Couldn't knock it down, and allows the Steelmen to play it to the far side boards. But Billy gets in there, and he's pinning Davis Shelton, kicks it loose with a skate. Regals with the second effort. Windsor shooting, that's a stick save. Medvez, last millisecond reaction, and he just stops that one from going in. Point shot, and that's a right pad save. Riley Medvez getting in front of that one, and he is really dialed in and hanging on here, trying to keep the Steelmen from conceding another here. Down to a minute to go in the second. 1-goal game. Brandsma on the point. Plays it down below the goal line. Out of the corner, shooting. Sharp angle. And Riley Medvez cuts it off. Good chance for Master Donato, who looks a little frustrated, a little bit snake-bitten there as he walked in off of the far side boards. And he went mano-a-mano. Riley Medvez, who stared him down, and he cuts off the angle, and he makes a stop number 27 on shot number 29. Face-off win over to Ciccone on the far side. In behind the goal. First one to it is Winkle. Backhands it hard, and it takes a couple of hops at center. Will it make the icing? Yes, it will. It was just enough. Almost like a curling shot there, but a little bit of a bounce there, a skip here, and it was just enough to make it down ice. Chris Van Deventer keeping an eye on things, as well as Jake Podan keeping an eye on both benches to make sure that the changes are proper. Burnett to take this face-off, wins it back. Schmunk shoots, and that's off of the stick of Grant. And he's skating out now. Cuts to the goal. Jared Winkle holding. Puts it through the middle. He's looking to connect back door, and he nearly did. Joey Grant inches away from consuming a hat trick here. Puck is flipped out over the blue line. Manny Parra to collect. Will they have enough time for one more get-go? Plays it to the near side. Grant's going to have to be careful on the one touch. Partially intercepted by Kirky. They'll get it out towards center, and that will just about run the period. Will Grant shoot? I don't think he has enough time, and he hooks it to the middle. And that is a wrap on period number 2, and what an interesting period it was. So the Regals in period number 2 actually win the battle. They do come away with 2 goals to the Steelmen's 1. And McRoy with both answers for the Powell River Regals. So I'm just going to give this a little bit of a go. I'm not going to set it up too much, but I did rehearse a little bit of a poetic entrance here to the season, and we'll try and give this a go here. Just take a little sip of water, and wasn't sure if I was going to share this or not, but an interesting way to set things up and set the table for what's to come. 'Twas the last hockey game before Christmas, the final drop of the West Coast senior men's hockey puck. The Powell River Regals came to test the Steelmen's hockey luck. Have no fear, hockey fans. Be of good cheer, for the Steelmen will play January 3rd and 4th at the Frank Crane early next year. So there you have it. There's my little poetic attempt there to bring us into the season, and they've got an older gentleman out on the ice, a right shooting player, shoots it towards a goal. It's rolling, and he pretty much puts it just off the inside of the left pad like he did before. And they're trying to pump him up, and it's kind of cool, a little bit of help from Ethan Schmunk, who's out there on the shoot to win. And Ethan Schmunk will give our contestant a hand off of the ice. And that was a lot of fun. And there's Davis Sheldon, the captain, having a smile as they get a little photo op down just outside of the near side tunnel. Colby Shelton with his helmet off there, and a little bit of a thank you from Steelmen personnel as well as the Regals personnel. And with that Ethan Schmunk, he's got a pretty nice smile. He looks like a pretty cool cat down there as he helped out with that last attempt on the shoot to win. And I wanted to mention, actually, in accordance with that little poem that I recited there, so the upcoming games for the Steelmen, so January 3rd and 4th, it's going to be at the Frank Crane Arena, and it's going to be a 4 o'clock start as far as the advertisement shows for both games. So Saturday the 3rd, Sunday the 4th, 4 o'clock. And what you're doing right now, that's exactly how it's going to play out on January 3rd and 4th. Those will be the next contests that will be live. We'll be live from the Frank Crane Arena, and that'll be the Hope Icebreakers. So it's a 2-game set. Now, the other thing to mention is I believe that there's some Canuck tickets that are up for grabs and a couple other really cool prizes. So, you know, that's the thing. A lot of times people are looking for some kind of entertainment, something to do, something kind of spirited. Well, man, if you're a little bit bored after the ringing in the new year and you didn't quite get your fill of excitement, Frank Crane Arena, 4 o'clock, and that'll be on the 3rd and the 4th of January. So right into the new year, they're going to break it in with the Hope Icebreakers. That should be a really good contest. Actually, you heard Andy Hellweger talk about that 1-goal loss that they had against Hope, and it was amazing. They actually were able to make that trip, and they played with a 14-man roster. If you think about those numbers between your forwards, your defense, and your goaltending, those are pretty microscopic numbers. But Andy Hellweger's group, they're resilient, and they really truly made it work, and they're full value for their 1-goal lead tonight, but there's a third period coming up. The Regals have momentum. This has been a pretty tight contest, folks. So as I mentioned, Mac Roy, he was really the story of the second period. A goal at 9:27. And also, as you saw most recently, at 17-17, Mac Roy with another goal, and he has cut the Steelmen's lead down to 1. It's a 3-2 contest of shots. 19 for the Nanaimo Steelmen, 29. Speaking of 29 shots, number 29, Riley Medvez, he has been, I shouldn't say that the only story of the period was Mac Roy. Riley Medvez, those 3 consecutive saves, those were absolute dynamite. You're going to want to see the one off of the helmet. It was an absolute laser. And then to have the wherewithal to make the secondary save and then boom, into the leather. That's the Riley Medvez. That's the 29 we're talking about, and that's the number of shots for the Regals after 40 minutes. 3-2 is the lead for the Steelmen. We'll be back here on the Steelmen YouTube channel. And Rogers, don't go too far. We got a barn burner to finish here. A little bit of Motley Crue to kickstart this second period, kickstart your heart. And after those saves by Riley Medvez in the second period, my heart needed a little kickstart. I couldn't believe those. That 1, 2, 3 in a row. That was something. And down in the crease that is currently occupied by number 1, Laszlo Tomasic, and his teammate Durant has the puck in behind the goal on the ensuing faceoff. It's 3-2 here in a good old-fashioned tooth and nail game here tonight. West Coast Senior Men's action, and it's been coming served up fresh here tonight. 3-2, Grant on the far side. There's a shot, good save on the angle, and the puck is fought off. And the Regals, McRoy, he's got a couple of goals tonight. There he goes down the wing. Marshall trying to ride him out along the boards, but he's picked up the puck in behind the net in full flight. Top of the faceoff he was looking for, but it went off of the boot of one of the Steelmen, and away they come. 2-on-3. Pass from Joey Grant that was momentarily held, but puck was knocked off the stick. Billy in flight shooting, and he put it high up over the goaltender's mask. That Riley Medvez has definitely put to good use tonight. And you know what? Maybe we can get Bryce Williamson to give us a quick little zone in on the goaltender's mask to see what Uncle relayed to Riley Medvez. Thank you so much, Bryce. That's some pretty hot stuff there. And Uncle Robillard giving him that mask, and it's come in uber handy here tonight. Thank you, Bryce, as we're back underway. Third period action. We're a minute deep. And out to center goes Jared Winkle as he plays it to the wing. Isaac Embry inside, outside, around the side, scores! Isaac Embry! And he pops it underneath the goal stick. And I'll tell you, Miles Parsons, he's happy about that one. And that's some good old-fashioned power move there by Isaac Embry. Big taps, and they throw that one to the bench. An important goal. I think they want to mark that up, and Isaac Embry is all sorts of delighted. And why shouldn't he be? That's a nice goal and a power move on the far side. Isaac Embry restores the 2-goal lead, and that one seems pretty big at this moment. Regals with some work to do now as they give up a goal just over a minute in. Into the corner they go. Hard pin along the boards as Kinley trying to keep his balance. Same with Windsor as he gets in on top of the forecheck. Embry scoring. Jarrett Winkle getting the assist. And that goal restoring the 2-goal lead once again. And now that I think about it, there's been 3 2-goal leads for the Steelmen here. Can they maintain? Out of the corner, Windsor. English shooting. Oh, he didn't miss by much. He was looking for the far side, on the Trapper side. Shot tipped in front, and Windsor got a piece of it, but he directed it wide on the stick side. Still with possession. Hard clear. Goes off of Howerton's skate. Burnett played it to the corner. Kinley swoops in off of the far side. Boards. Cross ice pass to Burnett. Thought about shooting. Man in the lane. Now he shoots, and with Windsor doing a joust in front. And getting a little hug there from Howerton from the back. That should come to nothing. And a good shot as number 31 rolls in on Riley Medvez. And he's stopped. Oh, there's that number again. 29 of 31 so far. So it looks like Durant, Kirky out there on the ice, as well as Ciccone. Grambois showing Kirky exactly where he wants him. Tried to play it to himself over the face-off. Oh, and Kirky nearly got it back to him, but now it's a 3-on-2 the other way. Feeney on the drop. Sheldon puts on the brakes. Davis Sheldon played it down below the goal line for Feeney. Tried to make a power move, but couldn't get away from the final check from Ciccone, who feeds it onside. Grambois on the shovel dish across, but it's incomplete. And back the other way comes Feeney. Just barely made the red line and dumps it in. Pavetta backhands it behind his own net. It'll come to Kirky. Nice pass on the outlet there to Ciccone, and he'll skate it out. Off the far side, Travis Grambois reaching around, trying to find this puck, and he does as he one-arms it to Ciccone. Plays it to the point for Pavetta. Loading, shooting, and there's a shoulder save, left shoulder by Riley Medvez, and he juggles it as it comes down and lands in the trapper. And now shot number 32 comes in. He's made 30 stops. So a face-off now over to the left of Riley Medvez. Mastrodonato into the face-off, and he wins it over to Roy. He has 2 goals. Brandsma had that one knocked away, but he loads, shoots, big save, rebound in the slot, backhanded, but Brandsma got in the way. Mac Roy pins his man to the boards. Joey Grant as he tries to get away from his check. Grant turns, fires it. Is it outside the line? Not yet, but he will on the second effort, and now Grant quickly on top of it. 2-on-2, cuts to the middle, shoots. Oh, he was looking stick side. Nicely poked away by Laszlo Tomasic. In deep, D to D they go. Hard pass. Billy, he was never going to touch that, but can he get there in first? Medvez, a smart move to come out and play it, and he's going to cover it. And I like that move by Riley Medvez. If in doubt, cover it. You never know when they're going to be able to reach out, give it a little poke, or somehow get it out of your wheelhouse, out of your range to reel in. And he just made the safe play, and Medvez will settle for the face-off over to his left. Burnett wins the draw onto the wing, and it's backhanded down below the goal line to Ciccone. Winkle has to step out of the way as his mate is oncoming. Sheldon, nice pass to the wing to Winkle. Waiting at the side of the face-off circle, shot, and that was from distance. Keegan Fedorko letting that one go, and that one stopped through a little bit of traffic, but Laszlo Tomasic, he stopped a lot harder tonight, and he's got that one dialed in. Shot 21 from the Steelmen. And the backside linesman didn't like something there, and the Steelmen are going to have to send in a new face-off taker here. Looks like our latest goal scorer, Isaac Embry. He's going to take this one, and he's a left shooting forward. Wins it. Sheldon shooting. Oh, and a good save. Laszlo Tomasic squeezes his right arm, and that blocker nearly got tested more than it could bear. Good stop by Tomasic. That was a hard shot through a screen. That is a difficult save as a goaltender to make. Isaac Embry into the dot again. Sheldon, he's going to race into the corner against Pavetta, knocks it down with his glove. Spin pass off of the base of the post. Tries the other side, can't get it by. There's Schmunk. He helped out in the second intermission. There's a shot. Rebound on a double tip in front. English directing it wide. Maybe a save there from English. Long stretch pass. Now Burnett's going to have to hustle. Can he get back in time? No icing. Good speed by Burnett. Negates the icing, but the Steelmen do feed it up to center. 3-on-2 if they hurry, but Kinley's getting back into the middle. Backhanded towards the middle, and they just can't get the pass to go. Good bump in the corner. Kinley takes a hard ride, but he plays it to Pavetta, who shovels it to center. Burnett, another pass to Schmunk. Load, shoots, and look underneath my left arm. Tight. Squeezed and holding it up against the Steelman crest, Riley Medvez. He'll stop. Shot number 34. So Travis Grambois giving directions to Kirky. Puck is chipped high by the Steelman defense and down ice. Not enough for icing. Garrett Brandsma back to play it. Took a funny hop off of his teammate's skate. Long stretch pass. That might be too far and too long. And indeed, the Regal are going to have to come back in their own zone. And Ciccone, his face says it all as he comes back. He kind of gave a little head tilt to the side. I tried to catch up, man. I went as fast as I could, but just couldn't catch up with that bullet pass. Bryson Ciccone on the wing. Now Brandsma in behind the net fighting for the puck, and that allows Travis Grambois to get in there and collect the puck. Nice little dish. Finds Kirky. Is he onside? No, Ciccone thought the pass was coming to him, and he touched it a little as they hit the line, and that'll be a face-off outside of the blue. Want to say another shout out to the sponsors that help make Steelman hockey a reality. Downs Construction, ABA Learning Center, Brandon Wong Hockey, Eli and Sons Plumbing and Heating, MKM Projects Limited, Fitness World. Steve Holik with Bastion Wealth Advisors and Handy Dart as the puck flips up out of play off of the stick of Brandsma, and that'll be another stop. And it should be now a face-off over to the right of goaltender Laszlo Tomasic, who's acquitted himself very well here tonight. Many grade A tests from the Steelmen, including that hard drive to the net by Isaac Embry. And he was able to play it underneath of the goal stick. He had to finesse that one low, made it look like he might try and put it up over the left shoulder. And it was a nice goal. Isaac Embry, the puck being sent to the bench, surely for their trainer to set up. It's equipment trainer Mike Whitty into the net. Oh, and there's a great shot. Good save. And a little flyby by Grambois in front of the net, trying to set up a screen. Medvez looks around. Oh, there's a nice dash. Shooting. Grant got a good shot into the slot, and Brandsma tried to race onto it, but it was cleared out quickly by the Steelmen. Feeney with a good defensive move there. Steelmen have to be careful, and they make the safe play, getting it out just past center. And the high dump in by Feeney. That's going to find Kettlewell in the corner. Braden Kettlewell puts on the brakes into battle with the other number 18, who does a button hook. That's Brandsma. The puck pops loose. Colby Shelton relays to Kettlewell, sends it across the crease or across the slot. Joey Grant tried to catch up with it, but good speed here by Grambois as he picks up the puck in flight, has a look down ice. He's got Ciccone waiting on the one line. Grant on the other, who sends it to the far near side, and Ciccone takes a bump. And that puck's going to make it outside the line. Grambois has to skate back. Tight cut, and he gets dropped to the ice by Joey Grant with a good hit, but Kirky picks up the puck. Trying to curl, puts it off the mast, knocked up in the air, and that one was floating around about 7 or 8 feet up in the air. Oh, look out. Jared Winkle barely getting out of the road of that one. Nice outlet pass, finds Keegan Fedorko in flight. Over the line onside, snaps it, that's off of the shin pad of Chernelli, and now he gets the puck back, tries to backhand it to the point. Billy can't reach it. Steelman, high slot, Winkle, load, shoots. Oh, and a good right pad save. And the Regals getting good goaltending when they need it now. I don't think they can give up another one here and still maintain a chance to win here. I think they need the next goal. 3 with halfway to go in the game or in the period would be a tall order. Embry holds. Look at that stick handling. Goes for a skate to the far side. Plays it below the goal line. Steelman with good control. Put to the point. Snapper. Puck is bouncing around, and that's reeled in. Laszlo Tomasic as he reaches out and grabs that one with the trapper. Isaac Embry, look at those moves that he put on. And an interesting little story on Wednesday night. The Nanaimo Buccaneers, the junior VIJHL club, they have Isaac Embry working security for those hockey games. But owner Nicole Brandenburg also had him post Christmas family skate with the Buccaneers, had him cooking up hot dogs, and he had a great big rack of them going and feeding my twins with hot dogs. There's a pass on the near side. True. Trent Weeks putting that one into the corner. Steelman from behind the net. Oh, that one went dangerously through the crease with Davis Shelton in front there. And it's hooked to the point, not out. Backhanded high. Embry touches it down below the goal line. The pass to the middle. Collected on the backside. There's a shot, and Slater got it through. Nice glove save by goaltender Tomasic, and that'll allow graciously for a line change for the Regals. And as I mentioned, it feels now as we have 11:33 left to go in the third period, like the Regals have to find a way to either get a goal, but they can't allow one. That is top priority right now. There is a chance they could erase a 3-goal deficit, but it's easier to try and cut it in half right now to the net. Oh, rebound on the backhand in front, and all sorts of traffic. The Steelmen were jamming away at it. Sidaway had a crack too. Zavalekian in over the line to Howerton. Look at that move towards the net, and he couldn't get the last move as Garrett Brandsma stapled him along the boards. Hard clear off of the boards, but it gets up into the netting and out of play, so that'll stop the play with just a shade under 11 minutes to go here in the third. And outskate Billy, Roy, Schmunk, Durant, and Pavetta. And that's Tyler Durant, of course. Mateo Pavetta. Tyler Durant on the right wing, along with Mac Roy, who's had 2 big goals here tonight. Does he have a hatter in him? That's a burning question for the Regals as he throws a hard check on the near or far side boards. That's going to be icing against the Regals as Pavetta hammered it after getting hit, but I think it was more of a safe play. McRoy might have been able to have gotten a piece of it, but it would have been very difficult. And that's going to facilitate a face-off in the offensive zone for the Steelmen. Howerton to take the draw. Face-off won by the Regals. They get it, at least Kinley or Billy does, to the center line, but it's sent right back in. Oh, and that took a crazy hop and right on goaltender Laszlo Tomasic. And he's very alert and aware, and he makes that stop. Now over the line goes Schmunk, having a look over his right shoulder shot, and that one just missed the mark. Waving his trapper at it was Riley Medvez, as now the Steelmen relieve the pressure. And the Steelmen, I'm smirking a little bit because the Steelmen tried to sneak in a little change there at the end on the icing call, but that was quickly spotted on the backside by Ryan Sirk and Mike McDougall. And a shout out to Mike Whitty, the equipment manager here for the Steelmen. And they got a shave done a little pre-Christmas. He was looking very much like an older version of Santa. I told him he raced 10 years. Here's a chance, but it's 1-on-4 for the Steelmen. Back they go, and wow, a hard hit as totally stood up at the line. With the Steelmen now, Windsor through the pass into the slot, backhand chance, and that's directed wide off the paddle of Medvez. But he just stays right there. Kinley does. We've got a stoppage, and I don't know what for. Did the goal come off its moorings, or is there a call coming up? One of the officials blew their whistle. And I think everyone's kind of looking around to figure out what the stoppage was for, but I think it might have been to do, maybe it actually touched the netting as it was flipped up. I don't know, but there will be a face-off deep in Nanaimo territory here. On the ensuing face-off, over to the left of Medvez, Travis Grambois into the dot. He's got Kinley on his wing. Brett Kinley to the point. Shot, and that's saved. Trinello getting that one through and all the traffic in front, but he was still able to get it through. That was a good shot, and the Steelmen are forced to send it down ice and ice it once again. And that's Ross Trinello, left shooting defender, and he made a smart play there to just try and wrap that one right back in. And he's going to have another chance here on this Travis Grambois face-off win. But he had to take it to his forehand. He absorbs a hit from Colby Shelton into the slot. And Windsor played it to the middle. That was looking dangerous, but another good defensive play by the Steelmen by committee. And away to center comes Kettlewell, Braden Kettlewell, and that one's sent in, and they'll allow for a change. Out comes Sheldon and Fedorko for the Steelmen. Kinley on the ice. Grambois logging lots of ice time. Backhands it towards the goal, and the 2 number 7s do battle for the puck. Sheldon behind his goal to Feeney, and he'll have to skate hard onto this as Brandsma stepped up and pinched in. Grambois behind the net, puts on the brakes, put it to the middle, and that eluded everyone. But on the backside, Joey Grant, who has a couple of goals, gets it forward, and now it's a 2-on-3, but he's going hard to the net. Backhand from Feeney, and that one cruises up over the net on the deflection. And now that clear hits the captain, Sheldon, and he has a look over his left shoulder before he dishing off in his own zone. And getting a partial change in here are the Steelmen. Vanderlingen feeds Feeney, and He'll just send it in, but Laszlo Tomasic comes out, fakes a forehand and then a backhand. Nice little play by the goaltender, and he's a good stick handler. Here's a knock. Vanderlingen shoots, rebounds in front. Oh, and Feeney was searching for it, and a good kick out there by the defense. That was a close call as Matteo Pavetta cleared certain danger there. He got the puck out, making a big defensive play. Regals from out of the corner. They want to get it to Ciccone, but he's trying to get in the right position now through traffic. Tried to knock that shot, and it gets out to the point. Steelmen are away. Vanderlingen wraps it off the glass. Just barely made center, and he got the touch from the opponent anyways. And now look at that battle in behind the net. Vanderlingen lost his footing for a second, battling for the puck with Kinley. But that's ultimately out to Ciccone. Kirky has to knock it down. He just barely pulled it in onside, but it did look like he did it just in the stroke of time. Played behind the net. Oh, and the Steelmen are lucky there. I think there was a little bit of a stick hold. And now trying to go through a couple of defense. Long stretch pass, though, on the counter to Ciccone. Ducks under the hit from Marshall. Off of the wing. Holds. Shoots, and that's off of the stick on the sharp angle. Under 7 minutes to go. There's the outlet. On the stretch pass, there was a touch. Marshall looking over his shoulder. He was pretty upset at the initial miss on the pass, but the Steelmen at least not charged with icing. Schmunk had knocked that down with his hand and then passed it. Now Billy has him going to the net. Hard ripper of a shot. Billy gets to the near side, has his stick lifted, but helping out is Pavetta to the middle. A one-arm chance, reeled into the goaltender, and they tried to get rid of it. It went over the goal. Oh, it got knocked up, and what a chance with the goaltender coming out to the top of the blue paint to play it, and it got knocked up over their heads and just barely over the goal. Riley Medvez still keeping a tight lock on this one. Still 4-2. Feed for the wing. Shot on goal, and Slater, that's grabbed by the glove of Laszlo Tomasic. And that's shot number 26 for the Nanaimo Steelmen. So that line of Grambois, Bransma, Mastrodonato, and Durant and Kinley, that's out there now for the Steelmen. And the Steelmen have Keegan Fedorko out on the left point. Jared Winkle on the left wing. Tried to get in there on the face-off win. There goes Bransma. Head of steam. Lost his stick, though, as he got checked by Davis Sheldon. And I think he was looking to see if there was penalty worthy, but it wasn't. Puck has bounced to the blue line, but not out. Soft dump in by Brett Kinley. Good stop by Grambois, but he's looking a little gassed here as he gets a little tug on the captain, Davis Shelton. Embry. Safe pass in his own zone. Now he activates up the left wing, but they're going to have to circle back. That was intercepted outside the blue line by Mastrodonato, and now Durant sends it in. Oh, and he had to sidestep a check coming in from Isaac Embry. Puck is out towards center. Winkle waits for it. Now Grant's activating. He gets out there. Good defensive play along the far side boards by Ross Cianello. And now it's Fedorko making a good pinch, allowing Winkle to get in there and play it down below the goal line. Under 5 minutes to go. Still a 2-goal lead for the Steelmen. Kinley absorbs a hit from the back from Fedorko, and the puck gets out, and Braden Kettlewell will play good defense. And now he trades positions with his defensive partner. Or with the forwards, pardon me, and the defensive partner Slater heads over to the far right side. That'll allow a skate out here by the Steelmen. Soft chip to Sheldon. Zevelekian got around a hip check, looking to the middle, hooked it, and Grant had to go off his stick. Now to the point, there's a snapshot, and that's sticked away by Laszlo Tomasic. Good defensive play by Cianello, and the feed on the near side. Here comes Kirky. He's got lots of room. Potential 2-on-1 shot, and a big save as he cuts to the high slot. And that's a good challenge. Riley Medvez comes out about 6 inches from the tip of the blue paint, and he perfectly cuts off the angle, and Kirky had nowhere to go. Tried to beat him with the shot. But Logan Kirky unable to connect the final dot there. On that hard wrist shot, Durant takes it off his left skate, potentially intercepted. Trenwick, he tried to get away there as he stepped up quickly from the Steelman blue line. Now he backs up and cradles the puck. A left shooting defenseman. Good play as he took one shot at it. Gets dumped down to the ice on that follow-up hit from Ciccone, but he has his mates away into the middle. Sidaway looking for the rebound. Tried to knock it down out of midair. Couldn't get it to settle. Long pass. Matteo Pivetta putting it up off of the far side. Bouncing puck as the Steelmen, all kinds of frustration as they just apply a solid forecheck here. Howerton, the lone man in watching, but they've got to wait for help from the bench from McRoy, and now they'll get out. On the shovel pass, nice little tip at center, finds Kinley, puts on the brakes, has to absorb a hit, played it off of the wall. And a good job by Winkle to find that puck, and he tries to drive it to the inside, but he finally gets knocked around by Garrett Brandsma, who sends a pass off the boards. McRoy to Billy, and a nice stick at the last second by the captain, Davis Sheldon, who got his stick in the road, and a good block. He might have negated a goal. Brandsma wires it, and it's a blocker shot. Oh, Isaac Embry got down. He might have partially blocked that. Sheldon moving in. Saucer pass and a great defensive play. Garrett Brandsma gets in and breaks up the 2-on-1. Regals lucky to get the feed onto the near side. Time becoming a factor. Grambois runs into Winkle, who knocks the puck off his stick. Grant picking it up near his own blue line. Goes for a skate. Has a look. Sends it off the wing, and Sheldon just tips it in. 130 seconds left in the hockey game. Can the Regals find a couple of goals in that span? Kettlewell throws a hit on Billy, and he gets the puck. Hold, shoots. That's off a couple of shin pads and right towards the goaltender. But Tomasic easily steers that aside. Grant with a hard bullet pass cross ice. All they can do is swat it back to the other side. Keegan Fedorko below the goal line. He was looking for Braden Kettlewell, but he couldn't get the puck there, and it gets outside the line. There goes Windsor. He's 1-on-2. Stick handling, left shooting player, and he put it towards the goal. Good pad save off the left pad. Riley Medvez on shot number 42. Wes Howerton, the alternate captain, sends it in on the backhand cross-ice dump. Regals look like they're a little bit out of gas here, but Manastro Donato's going to head towards the net. He had to step out of the way of Wes Howerton, who read out that play, saw him cutting across the slot. The net is now empty. There's 6 attackers for the Regals. And here they come over the line. Travis Grambois tries to drive, and they turn, fired down ice. And that one misses the target by a fair amount, but it will facilitate a few more seconds off the clock. And now is when the Regals really need to come up with a face-off win to try and get some pressure going here. And there's a timeout called by the Regals, and I think that's a great idea considering the amount of energy they've expended over the last few minutes. They really tried hard to get their quick counterattack going, but the Steelmen have just played so well positioning. So the 30-second timeout just about up, and Fedorko looks up, sees the clock running out, and hopefully for the Powell River Regals, they've had enough time to get things sorted out, get a plan of attack going here. Grant Wood and Rob Milne. Let's see what they drew up in the 30-second timeout. Schmunk is on the right wing, Billy in behind him, and on the right point is Durant. There's a shot right off the face-off win. Puck is put off of the end boards. To the point to Grambois. He's got a wicked shot. Now he rides the line to the far side. Shot and a big save. Riley Medvez again. Perfect position as he goes left to right. And he gets into position for that one-time shot. And on that shot, he denies Bryson Ciccone. 41.5 seconds to go, and the Steelmen can almost taste it now. The 2-goal scorer, though, is out on the ice for the Regals. That's McRoy. And I'm sure he'd love to put a little bit of a dagger in the plans. They put it to him in the slot, and it was too much on the inside of the wheelhouse. Out of the corner, sharp angle shot. That's fought off. Into the middle. Another shot off of the shoulder, and it's batted away. Grambois loads, fakes. Near side for Roy. Shoots, and that was wide. In behind the goal, 18 seconds to go. And Schmunk, as the play is stopped, Howerton's all tied up. But there's a call here, and who is it going against? Oh, it's hard to say. Something happened. Maybe it was a hand pass. Maybe it's as simple as that. So I think that's all it was, is that they moved it around. It hit one of the gloves up near the board during that hit between Schmunk and Winkle. 16 and a half to go. Empty net still as the faceoff is won over to Grambois. Feeds to the inside to McRoy. He's going to go for a bit of a skate. Tried a sharp angle pass. Just 9 seconds to go. Puck is lifted down ice. 4.5 seconds. Can Winkle get it to the middle? Sharp angle. And he scores! Jared Winkle sets up Isaac Embry for a 2-goal night. And what an unselfish play by Jared Winkle, and all giant smiles from Isaac Embry as he records his second of the night. 3 2-goal scorers tonight, and they are in order. McRoy, he was the first one to reach 2. Joey Grant, the second to reach 2. And most recently, Jared Winkle with the unselfish feed. He could have made it 2 goals for himself, but he feeds Isaac Embry, who also dials in for the win. It's a 5-2 final. It really was a 4-2 game, but at the end of it all, some great defensive play by the Steelmen, and a nice bit of sportsmanship as they get the handshake done at the end of the game here. And a lot of these players, remember, they saw each other in different stints growing up and playing different areas against each other. As I mentioned, Jaden Little, former Campbell River Storm, played also for Kelowna for the Lakers, Lake Okanagan Lakers. And there's Riley Medvez, who he should be all smiles too. What a game for him. 45 shots directed his way. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to do a quick little bit of math while Bryce keeps you current with the events on the ice there. There's Riley Medvez, and that new helmet's looking pretty sharp. Garrett Brandsma comes over and gives him congratulations. I think it might have been Brandsma on one of those quick succession saves, those 3 in a row in the second period, that really set the tone for the remainder of the game. And as I mentioned, I want to hit my calculator here and figure out this save percentage. Riley Medvez, an unbelievable night in the net. And let's get you that number here now. Riley Medvez finishes the game with a .9556 save percentage. It doesn't matter where you play hockey, that is great goaltending. And he was sensational here tonight. There's Isaac Embry giving his teammates love on the way out. And it's a victory. The last game prior to the new year, and the Steelmen round out 2025 on the winning side of things. And a big night for several players on the Steelmen. I think Jared Winkle definitely in star consideration. What an unselfish play at the end of the game to give his teammate Isaac Embry his second of the game. Now, I just want to draw you back to when Isaac Embry scored earlier in the period. You remember they took the puck afterwards and they threw it to the trainer. So I think that might officially be Isaac Embry's first goal with the Steelmen. And then what does he go and do? Well, he heads down ice with Jared Winkle after that speedy exit out of their own zone on the faceoff win. And with 1.2 seconds left, Isaac Embry adds his second of the game. So as I mentioned, there were 3 2-goal scorers in this game, and the first one to do it, that was McRoy for the Powell River Regals. And that was just an unbelievable second period for him. 9:27, and then 8 minutes later at 17:17, McRoy adding all the offense for the Regals, but they weren't able to add anything else. 2 power play goals for Joey Grant, number 77, and you could tell by the look on his face after he scored that second power play goal, he knew it was on and that the Timbermen had a real fighting chance. They did give up a goal shortly after that, but they were able to recollect themselves, and in the third period, just a great effort. Joey Grant, he has a couple, and then Isaac Embry, he was pretty much the story of the third as he grabs 2 goals in that period to round it out. It's a final. The Nanaimo Steelmen 5, and for the Powell River Regals 2. Shots on goal. Oh, they already took it off of the clock, but I believe it was 45 shots for the Regals and 28 shots for the Steelmen. Want to thank a couple of people for sure. Andy Hellweger for interviewing at the beginning of the contest just before ice time, and his insight, giving us some time, especially leading up to this important game. Also want to thank Don Miller, who provided us with all the stats and kept everything running just perfectly during the online broadcast. A big thank you to Rogers, as well as to Miles Parsons, getting everything all set up for the Nanaimo Steelmen YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us on that. We're getting really close to Christmas, everyone, and certainly thoughts around that. But just on the backside of Christmas, like I said, after New Year's, January 3, January 4, that's a Saturday, Sunday. That'll be 4 o'clock starts for both. Hope Icebreakers, they're entertaining the Steelmen at the Frank Crane Arena. And this good-looking guy, Bryce, he'll be right there keeping the action nice and fresh for you down on the ice. For myself, Lorenzo Jensen, and the rest of my family. Oh, and yeah, we'll say hello to Todd Jones. Thank you.
Todd on the 3rd and 4th.
Oh, and it will be Todd Jones on the 3rd and 4th. So that's a wonderful surprise. So we're going to kick off the new year the right way as the Hope Icebreakers. 4 o'clock starts both Saturday and Sunday, January 3rd and 4th. And that's about all I got, other than Merry Christmas, everyone. And thank you so much for being a part of the Steelman family. We really love your support. And to all of our sponsors. Oh, there's so, you know what? We're going to mention a couple more just before we leave here. Handy Dart, Fitness World, Van Isle Carpet Cleaning, Nanaimo YCD Airport, End of the Roll Duncan, big store there. Foggy Hill Construction Limited, Design X Promotions, Fitness Excellence, thebodyfactory.ca, HHC Hockey Club, Nappet Industries Limited, Don Walton Realty, SDV Roofing, JDS Mining, Kirby Source for Sports, and Advanced Health and Wellness. And speaking of health and wellness, I wish you both of those things over the Christmas season, and hopefully Santa is really good to you, something nice under your tree, and some family love to wrap it all together. I'm Lorenzo Jensen. That's Bryce Williamson. We're a great team, and we love hockey. That's all we got. Merry Christmas, everyone.